with Gorman.
Hello, this is Gorman. I have fire in my veins tonight, so we're just gonna dive right into it.
2 minutes of truth.
Let's start with the facts on the table. Here are a couple facts for you. Fact number 1. Deer meat is the third most consumed meat in our county, after beef and chicken. Fact number 2. Deer in Stawk Pine Falls have 50% more estrogen than the average North American deer. Fact number 3. The athletic performance of our varsity teams have been precipitously falling over the last 20 years. And you might say, the Stawks have been winning recently. Yeah, but that's only after they dropped down 2 divisions. It seems to me abundantly clear that there is a causal relationship between the surge in estrogen levels and the diminishment of our physical prowess. Are we supposed to turn a blind eye to this? Are we supposed to just roll over? That's what they want us to do. No. Align the graphs, people. They line up perfectly. 20 years with a perfect inverse correlation. Now, I don't blame the deer for this alarming trend. In fact, I think there are plenty of proud bucks up there just trying to lead their communities, lead their herds, and the dominating does in the herd are emasculating them in front of their children. They just don't know when to quit. I mean, how are those children gonna grow up, huh? Seeing their bucks emasculated by some does that don't know their place? Now, some people have asked me, why do you care so much about the deer, Gorman? Stupid question. It starts with the deer, and since the Parks Department don't want to answer any difficult questions or do any heavy lifting, then guess where it ends? It ends with us, all the way up the food chain. Humanity, baby. But I'll tell you one thing, that's where the buck stops too. The buck stops with us. Rally the people, stand up tall, and shout from the rooftops. The buck stops with us. Repeat that with me. Repeat it in your homes. The buck stops with us. The buck stops with us. When your buddy comes over and tells you that you want to watch the game, don't let him turn on that TV set until he stands with you and says, the buck stops with us. When your barber says just a little off the sides as usual, you say you ain't cutting jack until he stands with you and says, the buck stops with us. When your milkman comes to deliver your daily dollop of full cream, don't accept it. Hold him on your porch. Don't let him leave until he stands with you side by side and proudly shouts, the buck stops with us. Your butcher, your baker, your gosh darn candlestick maker, all of us, a fraternity, singing in concert. The buck stops with us. Let's keep moving. I feel big today. I'm a hurricane right now.
It's time for Ask Gorman.
Frank, can you get me my milk first? My milk. You know, the fresh stuff, Frank. The special stuff. It's on the counter. For Pete's sake, Frank. Okay, this is the segment where we get people to leave their questions on the previous comment section, and I'll try and get to them. Our first question is from Mark Campbell. Mark writes, Hi Gorman, keen to learn more about your past with Eddie. What makes you so sure he is innocent? And what did you mean when you said he had been tortured before? Well, Mark Campbell, me and Eddie met 5 years ago. Eddie brought in his radio into the shop. He wanted to hack into the police frequencies, make it like a police scanner. Eddie always says, if history can be written, it can be rewritten. And he didn't have trust. He didn't really trust the police having control over that official narrative. Eddie is a veteran. He served in NAM with the Diamond Eagle Strike Unit, which is a top secret unit. You will not be able to find records about them anywhere. I even tried looking and I could not find anything. And that's coming from me, so that tells you how classified it is. Thank you for the question, Mark. Incanisto1 writes, "Oh, Gorman, you were so right. Thank you, good to know someone sees it my way. I don't know how I could have doubted you. Did you see? They've tried to take over the Stawk Daily. They're trying to suppress the truth. Please be careful. I know the paper is nothing but a foolish puppet for the powers that be. Hey, preach it. But don't let them take over your public broadcast. I'm sure they'll be working their way up to the real truth tellers. I think you're in danger." Listen, I appreciate the concern, Incanisto, but I am a black belt in Aikido, and Eddie taught me some Krav Maga that he learned in his military days. I also have firearms, and I am willing to defend myself with deadly force if need be, so that's just a warning to anyone who tries to mess with me. The Stawk Daily, well, that's always been a basket case, so, you know. Okay, 5 Virtues writes, "Hello, Gorman. Thanks for the great show. You mentioned your father in an interesting way. Just wondering if there's a story there." 5 Virtues, you know, fathers and sons, there's always some amount of, some degree of... The man my mother married before she bore me, I'm over that part of my life, okay? It doesn't bother me. And it shouldn't bother you either. Next segment.
Watching the Watchers.
We encourage you to call in this segment, and I'll try to answer you as best I can. Let's hear if you have any information about what's been going on in the town so far. We have our first caller. Hello, you're on the air with Gorman.
Gorman, I'm a fellow Hog unit. How are you going?
Hello, I didn't quite catch you there. What was that?
I'm a fellow Hog visionary. I've also had a vision of the Hog. I've seen the sign.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have.
Care to elaborate?
Well, I had a dream, and I was walking through my house, and I looked out the front door, and there it was. It was both black and white for me.
Both black and white?
Yeah, the colour seemed to change whenever I closed my eyes. It was fascinating.
That's incredible. I would recommend that you look into the works of Carl Jung. He does great things on visions and dreams. Thank you for calling. That's incredible. You know, the Stawk Hog, there have been dark times in my life, and that hog really got me through them. Hello, you have Gorman.
Hi, it's a fellow truth seeker here, David.
Hello, David.
I just wanted to know what your friend Eddie, what are the 3 words he has written on his hand?
Eddie doesn't really keep a notepad, so he kind of uses that. There's a lot of words that have been written on that hand, let me tell you. I'm not quite sure. Sorry, man. Man. Eddie, great man. Next call. Hello, you have Gorman.
Hi, what's the deal with the sugar?
The sugar, you know, that has been keeping me up at night. Poor Marilyn. This is clearly nefarious. I have never trusted any of the press releases that the FDA has given out on sugar. I'm not sure. Your guess is as good as mine, but I won't stop working.
Ooh.
I will not stop working until the truth is revealed. And that is a promise. And you know, that goes for all of you out there. I will not stop working until the truth of this town is revealed. These 3 young girls have gone missing, and it is a travesty and a tragedy. But I am onto something. The stars are beginning to align. I think I'm getting close to something, okay? And next episode, this Wednesday, I have a bombshell that I am going to drop, and it will rock you to your core. So make sure that you listen in, you tune in on Wednesday night, and I will reveal everything. And don't forget, the buck stops with us. The buck stops with us. Good night and keep searching.